Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for January. Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you guys are all well. I am going to take a second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Scorpio out there, so just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for another Scorpio. We're going to start with your current energy, and then we're going to look at the month of January, week by week, all the way to the end of January. As always, Scorpio, do not try to force anything that is not resonating with you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Scorpio? Would you like Scorpio to know for January? Scorpio. All right, so you are starting out, Scorpio, with the Lovers. Interesting. It is crossed by the Five of Wands in the reverse. So it looks like you might be coming back together with somebody. This person could be a soulmate. There's a resolution to conflict here. There's this energy of love. There's this energy of soulmate energy. But I also feel like you're very different from this person. There's a big difference between the two of you. One person grounds the other, while the other person tends to keep that person who is grounded from becoming stagnant. So there's an energy of choosing love. This is a big decision in love. And I do feel like, you know, there was conflict here that's also resolving. So let me see what's happened in the past. Yeah, you weren't talking to somebody. King of Swords in the reverse. There could have been an argument or something that happened in the fall time frame. There could have been some dishonesty either with you or the other person, but primarily what I'm seeing is that there was a lack of communication occurring somewhere in the fall. Let me see why all this is happening. This is all happening because the World in reverse. There's something that's incomplete between the two of you. This has slowly been moving back towards each other. But I feel like, you know, even though the two of you may have gone out of communication, excuse me, and there was conflict, slowly you've been moving back emotionally towards each other. Or energetically might be the better way to put that. There's definitely unfinished business here. Let me see what's on your mind, Scorpio. All right, so you have the Star card in reverse. You could be thinking about an Aquarius, but this is indicating to me that, you know, you had almost given up on hope on something here, and you might be fearful that things are not going to work out. So these could be your fears that are, you know, cropping up here as well. You're wanting to make sure that things are balanced between you and this person as well, and there's fear that it won't be. Let me see January. Show me January for Scorpio. Seven of Wands. There could be some conflict coming in January. It might not even be with this person. It could be with outside forces. But I do feel like this is more of an energy of you protecting something here. So I feel like you could have people that are disapproving of you coming back together with this person. There's a sense here of you standing your ground and fighting for what you love. So let me see your energy. Show me Scorpio's energy in this reading. Show me Scorpio's energy in this reading. The Hermit. Yeah, you're looking for answers. You're trying to figure something out here. It's almost this energy of you feeling like no matter what direction you go, it's going to lead you nowhere, or it's going to, you know, give a false promise of leading somewhere, but then it's not. I do feel like you're introspective. You're thinking about this. You're trying to figure this out. You're searching for answers. Let me see the energy coming towards Scorpio. Show me the energy coming towards Scorpio. All right, the energy coming towards you is the Eight of Wands. Somebody's moving towards you rather quickly. If they live at a distance, they're going to travel, but I definitely feel like this person wants to talk to you. Their hope is to create some sort of change and it's rapid change. This person does look a little bit impulsive. Let me see Spirit's advice. Yeah, Spirit's advice is the Tower. So there's an energy here. Again, something from the past is coming back. For some of you, this is pretty distant past. But there's an energy that Spirit is talking about that you have to ground this connection, or it's going to lead to a tower moment for you. There's something here that's ungrounded. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. I'm also getting this idea that there are predators. So there's somebody here that disapproves of this connection as well. All right, so in your outcome, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. All right, so that could indicate a reconciliation that's been trying to come in, that's we're going to find out about. It also could indicate a little bit of this energy of hermiting, staying to yourself, not really going out with friends and family. And can also indicate a little bit of unhappiness, so we'll have to clarify it. All right, bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups in the reverse. So underlying energy, and that does indicate to me that something got broken here, something that caused a lot of sadness, and you felt like you were just unable to kind of come out of that. I see you having gone through a period of sadness, possibly even depression, because something was broken, something that you didn't want to abandon. You didn't want to leave it behind. But at the same time, I feel like you're now coming out of that energy. You're coming out of the energy and opening yourself back up to love, feelings, and emotions. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Lovers here? Gemini energy, very strong. Possibly a Aquarius, which is also strong, or a Libra. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. There's the conflict. And then we have the Knight of Cups reversed. So you've always had feelings for this person. There was conflict here, though, that led to you not talking to this person anymore. It kind of led to you shutting down those feelings. You may have felt rejected by them, or you may have rejected them at some point. But regardless, after the conflict, and there was a lot of conflict, it wasn't a little, I feel like you kind of pulled those feelings back. Yeah, there were a lot of problems here. A lot of problems with communication. There was a sense here of there not being honest communication. And the problems just built and built and built. And one or both of you became overwhelmed. There was continual conflict, and you know, it just kind of eroded the emotional aspect of this connection. That being said, it's a strong bond. Why is the World in reverse? Why is the World in reverse? Yeah, so you felt a deep sense of loss. This may have been a long-term connection. I'm still getting this energy too, Scorpio, that there are people who disapprove of this connection. Maybe family, close friends. They may have given you some very poor advice as well. But there's definitely people who disapprove of this connection. So I do feel like you felt a deep sense of loss. I feel like you never felt like this was over. And so now you have the opportunity for a renewal here. So, and a resolution to all this conflict that the two of you had. Now, let me see what's on your mind. We have the Star in reverse. I do feel like you went through some pretty hopeless days at some point. We have the Two of Wands reverse, and we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So you're wondering if you can be happy with this person. You went through some hopeless times. I can see it. You may have felt like you had to go in a different direction, or you may feel that they chose someone over you or something over you. But now you're like, maybe we can be happy. Maybe, you know, maybe we can grow a family together, and whatever that might look like for you. There's a sense here of feeling like this person is going to make you happy. So let's look at January. Show me January for Scorpio. Show me January for Scorpio. All right. Two of Swords, Three of Wands, Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups, Five of Pentacles, reversed, Knight of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Chariot reversed. All right, so what I'm seeing is that going into January, there seems to be a reconnection with somebody. There seems to be a working out of conflicts and problems, but there's also this feeling that there's other people that are trying to get themselves involved. People that don't approve of this connection for some reason, because I see you going into January almost in fight mode, but it doesn't seem like it's with this person. It seems like people outside of this person. I am seeing that in the first week of January, there's some kind of a decision that you need to make, and you're delaying it because you're confused. You're looking at all your options. You're trying to figure out what it is that you need to do. Now, it could be that you're being affected by these outside, people, but I feel like you're going back and forth, back and forth. And so in the first week, you kind of delay making any kind of decision. You're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, looking at all your options. In the second week of January, I see a bit of confusion. You definitely have options in love. You may have options of other people, as well as a reconciliation with this person. So I see you having a little bit of confusion in the first 2 weeks. By the middle of January, I see you really looking at your own feelings, your own emotions, getting in touch with what you really feel. And in the third week, I see you reconciling. I see you moving very slowly towards this reconciliation, though. I don't think you're jumping into anything. I don't think you're rushing into anything. The opportunity appears in the third week, and I feel like you are slowly moving towards that. In the fourth week, I see you taking that risk, moving forward. Why? Well, because there's some stuck energy here with regard to this person. Now, there could be a desire to physically move if you live at a distance from this person. There could be a desire to physically move because there's something here at the end of the month. There's a new beginning. You take the risk, and there's an issue here with moving forward. So it looks logistical, though. It doesn't look emotional. All right, so let me see how you are showing up in this reading. Show me how Scorpio is showing up in this reading. All right, we have Temperance. We have the Magician reversed and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so I feel like you're doing a lot of introspection during the week of January, primarily in the first 2 weeks. I also feel like you feel that you were led to this person. You feel like this is, a destined connection, and it very well might be. The Lovers is a soulmate card. So I also feel like you are trying to heal. You're balancing things out. You're thinking about what's going to work, what's not going to work. There's a desire to heal something that you feel did not manifest correctly. And I do see with the Wheel of Fortune that you do have good karma coming your way. This is the energy of turning that wheel, moving things in a positive direction, things working out for you. Let me see the energy coming towards you, Scorpio. All right. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Page of Pentacles reversed. And the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy. Strong Sagittarian. So I do feel like somebody, this person could live at a distance. That could be an issue in this relationship. This is somebody who is moving towards you, and they're moving towards you rapidly. This is someone who feels very passionate towards you, but they feel like you're a little guarded. They feel like you're a little bit guarded here. This person may have at some point kind of cut the ties with you, but not completely. They also may feel like they don't have very much to offer you. This could be somebody who kind of cut you out. They weren't talking to you. I do see more than one person. Actually, you have several people in your energy, whether you're aware of it or not. There is somebody new that's in your energy who feels very rejected by you. They feel like you, and they're passionate towards you as well. They feel like that you are not going to have anything to do with them. So, but they want to talk to you. So this could be somebody you friend zoned. They may find excuses to talk to you. I'm also seeing the past person. Like I said, this person is very passionate towards you, but they feel like your boundaries are up. They feel like, you could be a little cutting, They're waiting to see what's going to happen. They may feel like they don't have much to offer. So this would be somebody that you haven't been talking to. And then I'm seeing that there is somebody here that is actually, they've got a lot to offer. This is another person who has been watching you. They've been watching you go through all of this. This is somebody you are talking with, but I feel like they're not being clear with you about their feelings. They're just kind of watching you. They're watching you go through all of this. They watched you when you went through this separation. Yeah. But they're not telling you how they feel. So you may have no clue, but they talk to you for no good reason. So you definitely have at least 3 people in your energy, if not more, or you could have one of those, within your energy. Now let's look at Spirit's advice. We have the Tower. All right, so we have the 3 of Cups reversed. That's in your outcome. We have the Knight of Swords reversed, and we have the Ace of Wands. So Spirit is saying that if you do not want to wind up having a Tower moment, you have to ground this situation. There's a lot of passion here. Make sure that this person who's coming towards you is speaking truthfully, that, you're not acting out of a sense of unhappiness, and make sure that they're not coming towards you with just the passion. Regardless of why this person's coming towards you, you have to be truthful with yourself, and you have to, you have to make sure that you're getting yourself out, that you know what else is out there for you. Don't isolate yourself, but regardless, be sure that you're not moving just in passion, that you ground this in a sense of, a sense of emotion as well, or it's going to lead to unhappiness. Make sure you're not deceiving yourself, basically. Okay? There's also an indication that there could be some sort of an argument that's coming, and that could be with close friends or family, likely whoever it is that you're feeling defensive towards. And it's about this connection coming together. So let's look at your outcome. All right, so we have the 7 of Swords. We have the 8 of Coins, and we have the Queen of Wands reversed. All right, so there is some deceptive energy here. I see you trying to look at all the details, trying to work something out, but there's deceptive energy with regard to a lack of action, or possibly with a third party that has already ended. So there might be something here that is going to throw a monkey wrench into things. Yeah, there's something to do with deception, and that's what's holding this up. It can be worked out, but only if you're being honest with yourself here about everything that's going on. I see this reconciliation kind of being held up at the last minute. You take the risk, but there's something that is here. It's either involving a third party, which has ended already, or it could be involving a lack of action. I will tell you that this person in your energy sees you as the ideal mate. However, there is something that you're not on the same page. There's something that is keeping you from being on the same page. Definitely very passionate, but truth needs to come into this situation as well. I do see you putting the effort into it, or the other person is. There is effort being put into it, but either you're not being on the up and up or they're not. There's something here that is a little bit shady, and it's going to bring a halt to things by the end of January. It will work out in your favor because you have the Wheel of Fortune here. So just be sure that this is grounded in truth and isn't coming together just for the passion. All right. Oh, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups. That's the same cup that got broken here. So there's a connection that's coming back together. Now there could be something that kind of holds it up towards the end of January, but it's all going to work out in your favor. So Scorpio, just hang in there. This is actually looking really good. All right, I'm going to bring your Oracle card. Let's see what Spirit is advising you. Pulling for Scorpio. Oh, look at that. It's number 11. That is a God number. It's also known as a twin flame number. It says sunlight after darkness. So let's read that. After a time of challenges and hurt, there comes a time when the sweet joys of life gently begin to return. They will steal into your life so quietly that for many, the signs of this beautiful change will go unnoticed. But with the turn of this card, you now know that the time of new light will be awakening in and around you now. If you tune in, you will begin to see the signs that there is a sweetness returning, that a smile or two fleets across your lips, that you awaken more easily and greet the day with a sense that today will be a kinder, better place than yesterday. You will notice others responding to you warmly and slowly, oh so slowly. You begin to believe that perhaps there is a way forward and that you will once again find happiness. It is too soon to speak of being exuberant or enthusiastic, but this tender, very fragile new time will grow when you tend to it, when you encourage it, and when you begin to notice that you are at last healing from the wounds that life has dealt you. There will be no going back into the darkness. This is not temporary. You can trust this, and with your trust, it will gather strength and begin to take root. This sunlit time will grow brighter and become stronger as you feed it with your belief and gratitude. So do this, my friend, and know that this will never be again. What was will never be again. For now, you are in the time of new light. That's a new beginning, guys. Yeah, that's moving from this dark period of your life and hopelessness into the happiness, which is what you aspire to. So there might be a few hiccups along the way, but just know that with this Wheel of Fortune, everything is turning out in your favor. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you, Scorpio. If you've resonated with this reading, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Scorpio, know that you are loved. Happy New Year and namaste.